Guys, what is up? It's Max from MJC Sports. In today's video, I'm grading the sophomores this time, picks 17 through 32 from the 2024 NFL Draft. Like this video, guys. Comment down below what you think of your favorite sophomore, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I know the rookie one was a little short. This one will be a little longer. We've had 2 years of these guys. Let's get into it. The first guy we're going to talk about, Dallas Turner. He's had a weird career. Brian Flores is a really good defensive coordinator, and he hasn't had the typical, oh, I'm a first-round pick, I'm going to get a bulk of the reps. It hasn't been like that. You got guys like Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, and you know what? I can't blame them. Dallas Turner has been good, but even if you look at his sack numbers, right, you see 8 sacks. A lot of that is just Brian Flores creative pressures, using him as a blitzer. It hasn't been line up at the edge and just go crazy. I'm going to give him a C because I thought he was a lot better in year 2 than year 1. So I have kind of hopes for him in year 3. But honestly, as high as I was on him as a pre-draft, he hasn't really lived up to it. But still, he's still young. He can turn it around. I'm just going to go with the C. Next up, guys, we have Amarius Mims. I really liked him coming out, but it hasn't worked out in Cincinnati. He's been plugged in at right tackle, and he's getting a D. He's not a great pass blocker. He's not an amazing run blocker. Look, he's still young. He hadn't played a lot of football at Georgia, so yeah, maybe he could turn things around. But so far, it's been a miss. There's a reason Joe Burrow can't stay healthy, and unfortunately, he is one of them. And moving on to the next pick, it's Jared Verse. It's an A, guys. It's a home run pick for the Rams. He was a Rookie of the Year 2 years ago on defense, and as a second-year player, honestly, I think he was even better. The Rams were desperate for first-round pick and defensive line help. He solved so many problems for them. Jared Verse, an absolute home run of a pick. And next up, we have Troy Fontenot, the guard/tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He only played 1 game as a rookie, right? And as a sophomore, I thought he was pretty good. He was solid. He was part of one of the better offensive linemen for Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers was not a good quarterback, and Troy Fontenot was not one of the reasons why. I'm going to give him a B. He was an above average offensive lineman, solid pass blocker, good run blocker. Year 3, we're really going to see what he's made of. And next up, we have Chop Robinson, the pass rusher from the Miami Dolphins. I liked how he started off his career as a rookie. I thought he was explosive, really just high effort guy getting after the passer. And I'm going to say it, he regressed as a sophomore. Obviously, the Miami Dolphins were a team in turmoil last year. The first half of the year, their defense was abysmal. But you know what? He didn't play with as much recklessness as I saw as a rookie, and I'm going to dock him for it. I'm going to give him a C. Obviously, guys, all the guys on this list, very young. We can turn it around. Not a problem. The next guy we're going to talk about, one of my favorites, Quinyon Mitchell. A, just off the bat. He followed up an amazing rookie campaign where they won the Super Bowl with an all-pro campaign as a sophomore. He's arguably one of the best corners in the league right now, top 3, top 5, but the Eagles hit this one out of the park. He's one of the reasons the Eagles defense has been as good as it has been over the course of the last 2 years. Next up, we have a guy who was amazing as a rookie, Brian Thomas Jr. If this was last year, this would have been an A++, but I'm sorry, he had a sophomore slump. I'm going to give him a B. Yes, he is super talented. He has everything you want in a receiver: height, speed, the ability to just go get the ball. But there were some weird things we saw this year. He was kind of scared to go over the middle and get hit. He was shy about contact, had some drops. I still expect a lot from Brian Thomas, but the sophomore slump, I'm going to knock him down to a B, guys. And moving on, we have Terrion Arnold. He's a D. He just has not been a good corner for the Detroit Lions. His first year, he was a walking penalty. He cleaned that up a bit his second year before going down with shoulder injury. He's not great in zone. You can't really trust him on an island. He just hasn't worked out for the Detroit Lions, and they have desperately needed corner help. He has been one of the weaknesses of their defense. Just not a good look for a first-round pick. And next up, we have Jordan Morgan. This is an F. I know it's 2 years, and yes, he can turn it around. He has done nothing for the Packers. He was scheduled to be the starter before he lost out on the job preseason to Rasheed Walker, and he has just given nothing to the Packers offensive line. He's been a backup. He's had some snaps here and there, and he's been solid, but the fact that you're not a starter and you're picked as high as you were, just a tough look. And maybe he can step it up this year if Rasheed Walker leaves. But Jordan Morgan, you have been a disappointment so far. And next, we have another offensive lineman. We have Graham Barton for the Buccaneers. Graham Barton has been really good for the Bucs. I'm going to give him a B. I wouldn't say he's been elite, but he's been a solidifying factor on their offense line. They've had a lot of injuries over the last 2 years. He has been the constant. He has really just made it set in stone. I'm the center for the next 10 years or so. Graham Barton, a really good pick. I'm going to give them a B for it. And next up, we have a guy who was one of my favorites in the pre-draft process. It's Darius Robinson. Guys, he's an F. He just has not been able to, one, be on the field. As a rookie, he only played 6 games. This year, he played all the games but had nothing to do out there. He couldn't carve out a role, barely saw the field, wasn't an impact player. I just don't think he has a position. He's not big enough to play defensive tackle. He's not explosive enough to play edge. It's completely wrong. He's an F so far. A huge miss by the Cardinals. And next up, we have Xavier Worthy from the Chiefs. I'm going to give him a B. I know he hasn't been a huge statistical guy, but I think that has more to do with the Chiefs' offense struggles. If they had a better offensive line, I think they would get him the ball in a lot better positions. But so far coming out, we knew he wasn't going to be this great receiver. We knew he was going to be a deep threat and a gadget guy, and he's proven to be that. He's a good player, not great. I think if the offensive line and their issues can be ironed out, he could be a bigger help to the Chiefs. Solid pick so far. Just have room for improvement. Next up, we have Tyler Guyton, the tackle for the Cowboys. I'm going to give him a C. He was awful as a rookie. He was a walking penalty. He had 18 as a rookie. And I will give him credit. As a sophomore, he cut that down to 7. But still, I think he's just too inconsistent. This is a guy who hasn't played a lot of football, so I want to give him some room for improvement. I'm not going to give him an F or a D. He's been serviceable, right? But there needs to be a leap in year 3 or they're going to be looking to replace him. And after him, we have Nate Wiggins, the corner for the Baltimore Ravens. I thought as a rookie, he was really good, really fast, explosive stuff you saw in Clemson, sticky in man coverage. But he had a sophomore slump. And like I said about the guys on the Dolphins, the Ravens defense has struggled since they lost Mike McDonald. Zachary Orr has not done a great job. So maybe he can bounce back with Jesse Minter as the DC/head coach. I expect a lot out of Nate Wiggins, so I'm going to give him a C. I think he can improve. There's just a lot left on the bone for him. And next up, we have Ricky Pearsall. Guys, it's hard to grade him. He got shot as a rookie, so just give him a mulligan. There's really not much you can say. But as a sophomore, he came out on fire. I was like, damn, Ricky Pearsall, he might be a real thing. And then he got hurt. That is what's worrisome. He's hurt in college, didn't play as a rookie, not playing as a sophomore a lot of the time because he's injured. I'm going to give him a C. When he was healthy, he was a much better player than a C. I will say that in his defense. And to round off the first round, we have, again, one of my favorite guys, Xavier Legette. He's a borderline F. I'm going to give him a D because he's been okay at times, but it's really just trying to save my own butt here. He can't get open, and when he is open, he drops the ball. And if there's any bit of physicality, he shrivels up. He's not the guy we saw in South Carolina. There's a reason they drafted Tedderell McMillan the year after you. You have not worked out. I'm sorry, Xavier Legette. You need to improve bad. If I'm the Panthers, honestly, I don't know how much more of a leash this guy gets. He has not proven anything, hasn't showed us anything of the player he was in college. And guys, that wraps up picks 17 through 32. Let me know what you thought of my grades, and let me know what you think of the players down below in the comments section. I am Max from MJC Sports. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We will catch you on the next one. Have a good night.
Big dreams, everything ain't what it seems. Glittering gold, both ways. Not on my team. This organic, we don't buy